So, I'd like to invite up our very own gold Olympic medalist from the Summer Olympics 2021, that's this year. So, if Bianca SD can please come up.
Morning, everyone.
Right, we're going to begin with a bit of a presentation that Auntie Dini has put together for us, so you can just get a bit of insight into Bianca's life. Okay, so who can tell me what they think that is? A whole lot of circles. Yes, tell us, Michaela.
That's where she's been?
Yes, all the fabulous places all over the world. Can anybody read it from where they are?
No.
No, so maybe Bianca can tell us a few of them.
So the furthest I've been away from home, if you look way to the right, you see a small little dot, and that's Fiji. It took me 42 hours to get there. I wouldn't recommend doing that again. And then if you look to the left, that little dot right on the left-hand side, that's Hawaii. You guys like Hawaii? That's about the same amount of time, but we move in opposite directions. So you know the world's round. So when I go to Fiji, I have to go this way around. And if I have to go to Hawaii, I have to go this way around from South Africa. But they are only about a few hours apart because they link up on the other side of the globe.
And then we have our very own gold medalist in action. Oh, that's a lovely one. Silver was that, wasn't it? Sorry. Right, some of you might have seen on one of the slides we saw life community. Maybe you want to tell us a little bit about that, and then maybe we can help you with that along the way. I know it's not part of our questions, but just seeing it, it would be lovely to know about it.
So Life Community has a primary school very similar to this one. It's just on the other side of town, where the children might not have as much opportunity as you guys have. But because we are born with lots of opportunity, we have the responsibility to create that for others as well. So I'm involved in the management, and I would love for you guys to come and visit us one day.
That would be awesome. Help fundraise. Right, let's get to know a little bit more about you. It's such a privilege having you here, and some of the students have put together some questions, and some of the first ones are, where were you born?
This has to stay between us. But I was born in Johannesburg. Who comes from Johannesburg? Benoni, wow. That's impressive.
Okay. And what age, more or less, did you start surfing, and how did you end up surfing at that age?
So I was about 6 or 7. I don't remember. But that's what my parents told me. I started surfing because I couldn't get my parents out of the water, so I had to join them at some stage. And it was more exciting than waiting for them on the beach. So that's how I got into the ocean.
Lovely. So you obviously moved from Johannesburg to?
We moved from Johannesburg to Somerset West.
Oh, lovely.
Just before I turned 1. So
okay,
my
so
joke
doesn't count.
Not really.
Great. And the first time you took part in an international competition, how did that come about? What age were you? And
I was 13 years old. Who here is 13? Almost. Who's almost 13? Are you the closest? I was about your age.
And about as tall as you, I think, Grail.
So I went over to France when I was 13 for my first international contest.
Wow, that's amazing. So you've already discussed with us some of the countries you've been to. Was France the first?
First for competition.
Okay, and where's the last country you've just come from?
I just came from Japan. I'm loving the excitement.
How often do you train, would you say, in an average week?
So I train in the water about every day. And then I go to the gym 3 times a week, which is new to me because I hate exercise. So I really have to force myself to wake up and go. But once I'm there, I'm grateful when it's done, and it does help a lot.
Okay. And so you're saying in your training, would you say the hardest part is the gym stuff?
Waking
That
up
was-
early.
And as a surfer, aren't you used to waking up early?
We
Less
all
waves.
At least we can head to the beach and not to the gym.
When did you realize that surfing in the Olympics was a reality?
So I'm not sure if you guys know this, but it was the first time surfing's ever been in the Olympics, and we're quite a small sport. So I've been watching the Olympics since I was your age, but I never knew it would be possible for me because my sport wasn't included. And then about 4 years ago, they said it's going to happen. First, I couldn't believe it, but then secondly, a whole realm of possibility opened up, and I knew it was going to be one of my goals. And I already felt like I won a medal just going to the Olympics.
Amazing. So it was the first time surfing became an Olympic sport?
That's correct.
Wow. And you spoke about being nervous. What advice would you give little ones to overcome nerves?
Well, that's a difficult question, mainly because I still get nervous. I've been doing this for almost 20 years and I still get nervous. So I would say every time I paddle out for a heat, I've asked God to help me, and I ask Him that His plan will happen, not mine. So at least when I'm done and I've won or lost, I know that it was meant to be, and I would be able to do nothing to change that. So that gives me a little bit more peace.
Yeah, that's lovely advice. It's a beautiful picture. Did you see Bianca praying before she went out to the waves in one of the photos? I love that. One of the other things were, when you don't win, how do you feel and how do you deal with the loss?
So at the start, I was a terrible loser, I must admit. I would stomp to the bathroom, lock the door, and lock myself in there for a few hours. I have improved.
Sounds familiar.
I also think once you grow up, you realize that wins and losses, or victories and losses in sports are not that important. What is more important is the health of your family, for example, the way you treat others. So there's a lot of things that take priority over how you fare in sport. So, and also, I had my identity in being an athlete, so if I didn't do well, I didn't have any value. Where that changed over when I got to know God. He said, "You're my child, whether you win or lose, I'm proud of you." So my identity switched over to being God's child, and no win or loss can take that away from me.
Sure, that's a powerful, wonderful lesson for all of us, eh? To have your identity in Christ and not into our accomplishments. So that many times that you have won competitions and coming back now from the Olympics, how would you say you would give people advice to remain humble? Because it's quite easy to go, oh wow, I'm going places now, and
I don't even know. I think
being grounded.
I think just being grounded in, like I said, the value is derived from being God's child. Whether you're winning or losing, the value remains the same. So as much as you get attention and exposure when you win, your identity doesn't change. And you have a responsibility, obviously, if you're representing, to be likewise.
That's amazing. And even just coming to our school, hey, it's lovely that you can humble yourself to be part of us, so thank you. And being involved in life community is also a wonderful attribute to you, that you have remained grounded.
That really does keep you humble.
Yeah.
plays a huge part in it.
Staying connected with people on different wavelengths and wavelengths. Now that you're retiring, what is next on the card for you? So what are your goals going forward?
So now that I'm retiring, which means I'll still surf, but I won't do competitions, because my stress levels can't handle it anymore. No, I'm kidding. I'm moving on to the next chapter of my life, which pretty much includes being involved in life community.
Okay.
I really feel God wants me there, and I'm trying to get as many people on the bandwagon as possible. So it'll be awesome if you guys can come and visit and make some friends. But yeah, that's what I'm doing in the next few years.
Sure, that's wonderful. And let's hope that your publicity can really serve God and serve those children. So that's amazing that you are taking that and using it for God's good. So I think that's a wonderful.
So my whole story at the Olympics was I was 17th out of 20 girls, which means I was 4th last. Yeah, almost. And when I was surfing the heat, I really just felt God telling me, being like, okay, buckle up, this is gonna be worth witnessing. And I really felt like making it onto the podium was a miracle, in every sense of the word. So I just know that I need to give credit where credit is due. And he did give me an instruction, because I know how quickly sporting success comes and goes. And he gave me the instruction to use it for something that lasts longer than a few weeks, and that's what I'm trying to do.
Wow, that's amazing. So you went from 17th to 2nd.
Exactly.
Wow.
And I couldn't do that alone.
That is incredible. We're going to do 1 or 2 questions at the end. I've only got a few more questions, so you don't need to be too more patient for much longer. Do you have any mottos or quotes that you'd like to share with the school that could encourage them?
Maybe not a motto, but I'll share from my past experience. I feel like opportunities are worth more than gold in this life. And some are born with more than others, some get more across their path. But if you take every opportunity, no matter how small, so being a good student, being a better sister, being a good friend, getting good grades, if you take them and make the most of them, slowly but surely the direction of your life will change. And I feel like I owe my success and career, firstly to grace, and secondly to opportunity. So I would just leave the kids with that.
Lovely life lessons. So it's not about the cards you dealt, it's about the way you play them.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a wonderful thing to remember, everybody. Can you tell us something about yourself that not many people know? Maybe something fun, or because you can't be this beautiful, this good at surfing. Do you have smelly feet, maybe?
I've got many flaws. I would say I can't. I'm a terror of very lazy, which is ironic. I try to do as little as possible, but do it well. I can't cook to save my life, so I literally live with takeaways. What else? I can't run more than 2 kilometers. I think that's like your guys' cross-country distance. I'm a terrible runner.
Wow.
And the list goes on.
We don't believe you. So we all need to be praying for a husband that can cook.
Amen.
What advice can you give the kids sitting here today on like something that's practical on a daily basis that they could be doing to maybe improve their day or be a better person?
So something I learned quite recently, and I'm 27, so it'll be great if you guys can start now, is when you wake up, the first thing you do is you make your bed. It sounds small, but it's the first achievement in your day. And when you make your bed, smaller accomplishments will kind of come. So to wake up early, which is really hard, and to immediately make your bed, it just puts you on the right track for the rest of the day. And when you come home, your bed's made and you see your accomplishment, And it can turn into a habit, and I do it, hopefully at 27 I do it, but I wish I started that earlier.
I love that simple advice. Order, hey, God's a God of order and creating order in your life. Thank you. Okay, I saw some hands pop up. We'll have to take a few questions. Yes, I'm Danny.
What's it like surfing in the waves?
It is, you guys will have to just come and try. It's really hot, it's like flying. Seriously. When you stand up and you feel like you're flying. So, has anybody ever wished they could fly? It's possible.
Wow. Okay, who do we have in front here? Matthew? Matthew?
Do you do skip, boogie, or longboard? Because I hear that longboard is a lot like surfing with the lead.
That's very true, Matthew. I do everything except skimboard because that's like the quickest way to hospital for someone as tall as me. But I'm sure you guys can give it a go. So I like anything.
Boogie with my boogie board. Our boogie board. At Wilderness Beach, there's a bit of a strip with shallow water. So I'll put my boogie board there, go to the other side of the beach, and sprint, and then just jump onto my boogie board and go.
Awesome.
That's impressive.
Okay, one of the great ones in the front, yes.
How tall middle do you do it?
I wish more, but not so many goals. I think when you reach a level of competition, you lose more than you win. So the last contest I actually won, I think I was 21, so that's a good few years ago.
Okay, Zach.
How do you not get scared when you get when you're coming my way?
I can't hear Zach.
How do you not get scared when you're being covered by?
Ah.
That's a very good, I still get scared. So I think being scared is part of life. However, when you go through it and you survive, you're like, wow, that wasn't too bad. So a lot of times being scared is not really justified. So
Okay.
great questions. Zach.
Let's do two more questions. Andrew at the back.
So the board I use is called a short board. So board sizes are normally about, when you start, you take bigger boards and then they move down as you progress and they end up normally the same length as you. So I have a 6'2" short board.
It's quite ironic calling that short at that height. Okay, Rael, last person.
I wish I could say I do, but unfortunately because our event schedules are quite tight, as soon as the competition ends, we have to go to the next one. So we don't get to travel as much as we would like to, which I regret, but having to stay focused and have enough time to prepare for the next event, we kind of hop onto the next event as soon as possible. But your grandfather's on a good road there.
Shame, you've really been waiting long. Yes, sorry.
I have surfed in America a few times, but the waves in South Africa are much better.
What do you like do? There's like big waves coming, but when you say like surf.
When big waves come, what do you do when they're very big?
When big waves come, I pray, I cry a little bit, and then I survive.
Sounds about right.
In that sequence.
Don't you get to my sunburn?
Oh, I do. That is a wonderful question. It's important to put sunblock on kids. When I wake up and I know I'm going to do a day of training, before I even brush my teeth, I put 3 layers of sunscreen on.
Wow.
So that's one way to avoid sunburn, and then I do it like every hour.
Okay.
Because I've got a fair skin with lots of freckles.
Amore?
How hard do you train?
How much? Yes.
Do you want the honest opinion? I try and train as hard as I can. So I think that looks different for everyone. But I try and train as hard as I can because what you put in is exactly what you get out.
Okay, I should take it.
When are you gonna bring your trophies out? I want to see one.
You'll have to come and visit me at home.
Meet on the beach.
Meet on the beach.
If the students are likely to bump into you, which beach is your favorite and where do you do the most surfing?
I go to Big Bay very often. And we're actually going to have a girls' surfing event at some stage in October. So I'll let Dee know when that happens, and then all the girls are welcome to come and join me.
That would be exciting. So the next time you're down at Big Bay, please make sure that you look out for Bianca. Yeah, thank you so much for being with us. It's been amazing to get to know you and your precious time with us. And I think Emma would like to come.